Alright, we're going to try this on the 1-2 again. I still think the objective should be to get 1 critical unit a day, whatever that is for you, and be fine with it. You know? If it's $200, it's $200. Get out every day with your 200, you have 12 grand in 2 months. You know? I'm using the purple, like I've said, as an example, because it's easier to break it down to the 5th level down to this, right? Divided by 5, you have 1. So I'm just doing it for that, but this could be any value, okay? But say that we could, say that we had 10 grand, and I really should have 20 grand, like I said. I've been able to do this with 10. Frankly, most of the time, even on a 1-2, haven't had to go too deep. But it can happen. Trust me, it can definitely happen. So, let's see if we can make it happen today. I don't know. Well, there's one that didn't work. So the next one will be 2. I want you to understand it's not foolproof. Because I like the side-by-side come-downs almost more than I like them not to. Because they happen from a much greater period of time. So, we wait. Here we go. Shoot, it worked. Try to make it not work. I thought maybe with them coming down right at the rip it wasn't going to work, but I guess not. So we won. A boohoo, we won. But I want you to understand it's not always perfect science, and you have to constantly be observing what the shoe's doing and not fight it if it's too much resistance. If I have to keep going to the 2nd level each time, that's a little scarier. I'd like it a little more choppy, and so far it's coming down. So, not friendly to what we're about to try to do, unless bank just sucks, which could happen. But it's definitely all player. Definitely all player. So, I don't know how long that'll stay one-sided, but there's our jump. So, fortunately, the first effort we get to do on player. The second one will have to be on bank, which will be much more difficult. But hopefully we get it the first try and kind of worry about that. Oh, see, there we go. So now we gotta wait. It's too hard to say that I have 1 in my pocket already when the balance keeps changing. It'd be easier if I could play with that balance and say we still have the 1 and we're just getting back the 1. But effectively, when this jumps and I go for 2, it'll be the same difference. Oh, maybe this will work. Looking again. Look at this. It's definitely a streaky shoe, which is problematic for what we're trying to do here. But try we shall. Yep, so it didn't work. So cumulatively, we lost 2 units. So I'm going to go to a new shoe because that shoe's ugly for what we're trying to do right now. Good. I'm glad it didn't work. So, you know, we're just going to keep track of the cumulative. We're not going to think about putting money in the purse for the wife. We're just going to keep track of where we actually are right now. Okay, we need something to come down. Banker came down. Alright, so gotta wait. It's definitely not a strategy I'd be parlaying with unless you're in negative territory, like crazy hardness or mount territory, and even then, I don't know that that's a good idea. This is a 2-shot effort strategy, so where do you actually parlay it? So you do this. When? So we wait. And we wait. wait. And we have to still wait. Still gotta wait. Waiting for a color change. There it is. Here we go. And we gotta wait. Sick the last few days. Alright, good, it lost. So, go to an issue. Still hovering around that too, right? That's what I'm saying. It's not always gonna work, you know. But if you're able to get out every day with that one critical, then you're good. Doesn't matter how much good or bad happened, as long as you won. So just waiting for a second. Alright, try again. Down 3. That's a hell of a day, huh? See how this goes? I don't even know how many shoes we played already, but it's not going well. You'd be happy to have one of them now, wouldn't you? This is exactly what I wanted. I wanted to show some struggle so you understand what you're signing up for, employing such a strategy. You gotta be patient. Simply gotta, I mean, how long would you wait to make 500 a day? Right? How long would you wait? I work 12 hours straight and I make half that much in a day sometimes. That's sad. But sometimes that's the way a day goes. Sitting in my car. Oh, that's another one. Gotta wait. I got a headache today, man. It hurts. We're still at a -2 though for the whole video, so it's manageable for now. Unless these all come down right away. Can't get any momentum going. Can't win, you know. But not gonna increase it. I won. Good. So I just gotta. That was supposed to be a 2-unit bet. I only did one. We were supposed to be up 500 there. So just calculate that. I was supposed to do that. I wasn't thinking. I was talking too much. Is what I was doing. But I'll just have to add 1 to the victory when it happens, or the loss, whatever. Chop chop. Alright. Sorry, my son had to go to work. Some of us have to work while the rest of us are ill. There's rides here. Alright, so alright. We are going to do bank, and if that works, we got them both back because I miscalculated the one and only did 500 instead of 1,000. So hopefully, straight up win here, and we're back to even if that works. Tie, thank goodness, and natural. Yes, fuck your 7. So we have 2 units back. Supplanting the 2 we were down, which means we're effectively back to even. Commission notwithstanding, fuck commission. I'm never really truly worried about commission. It sucks. But Casino knows it's a 50-50 game, bro. That's why it's here. That's why it's here. To put that doubt in your mind that you truly made what you thought you did. To make you upset. Don't worry about commission, bro. Seriously. It's a means to an end. It's like paying tax for having them give you free money. Give me a break. I don't give a fuck. And it's only if you win on banker rather, player just won. Shit. Okay, we're still up one because that calculation ain't there. Okay. And this is gonna happen, 2-2-2 is gonna happen, but we gotta try for it for this strategy, and we are right. 7/0 for the bonus. So, boom. We're up a unit now. Remember, we gotta add 500 to this total. So, or 475, whatever. No, it was a 500. It was a player bet. At the beginning, that right there. That one was supposed to be 1,000. Anywho, so we're up effectively 1 unit. That's the bottom line. We're going to continue. And the whole shoe might just go like this. This is a choppy looking shoe, right? So it might never go three runs in a row, So there's a run, effectively. It's 2. It's still a chop to me, but now it's a run. And regardless, 2, 3, 7, I'm as soon as it chops, I'm going against it. So here we go. I'm going to bet for bank. And I'm tied. I have such a headache right now. It hurts, like my right temple. Someone's just punching me in the head with a hammer. And I'm doing this for y'all. Okay. So we're effectively up 2 now. We have the 1,000 back, plus we have 2 more, because there's a 500 unspoken for. So, I kind of want to just clear this out to make it right. Posterity, because the more money I make here, the more I'm going to forget where I'm at. Okay, so we need a bank to bet against. There it is. We're going to try 1. And we lose. Oh, we tied. Both sides got a 7. Okay. Well, this feels dirty now, don't it? Ties are going to fuck us up, but I'm going to try it. Sure did. It did not. It did not fuck us. How do you jump off of this? Okay, here's just for clarity here. For the shoe, with the 500 that's not listed there, we have 2450. So that's a lot for one shoe, first of all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see that? There's 5 occurrences where it jumped without it going 3 side by side. And that's why we should have 2,500, but I forgot to add the extra 5. So, we came into the shoe down 2 units, and we have 2,500, so effectively we have 3 units. Not bad. Fuck. If you were able to just do that every day when you go in, I'd just be cool with that. And 1,500 a day? I'm telling you. Fucked up, man. That's why you gotta have capital. This could fail at any time, but I want to keep it going when it's going. The question is, how much of a cunt do I want to be, right? Because I'm up 3 units. And what we're doing right now calls for a 1-2 bet, which is the 3 units that we're up. I could give those back the second this fails. And you got to make that choice for yourself. Frankly, I want to be a good example, tell you to go home. But this is a good shoe right now. And this might never go 3 across in the second. And those kind of shoes will make your life. So I could do 1 of 2 things. We've gotten this far. I'm up 3. I don't want to give all 3 back. And sure, it would only break me even, but why give all that time? There's a lot of time equity you sat there watching people rebuy. You know what I mean? You're sitting there waiting for all the stuff, paying commission, whatever, verifying buy-ins, whatever. You know how long this many hands takes in real life usually? How many hands are we at, first of all? We're almost halfway through a shoe. I'll bet you this probably took about 45 minutes to an hour for them to do. Guarantee it. Unless you're on a fast table. Just you and one other guy. You're smoking through this. Or if it's just you. Probably as quick as I'm doing it right now. 15 minutes. But, fucking, we got a bet banker here, so we're gonna try right now. So you see what I mean? This is where you got to make a choice. You're still up at this point 2 units. But if you're wrong, you're giving everything back and you're starting over. All right? So whether I win this next bet or not, I want you to understand and remember what we're trying to fucking do here. Right? We're just trying to win. And we're already doing that in spades. If we have 3 purple chips, bro, here comes the deer. No, we won. Fuck that deer. So, we won. Add the 500. We have 2,900 sitting there. We have just under 4 units. And the only reason we don't is commission. And I wasn't supposed to bet that hand. I wasn't supposed to bet that one because it was second player. I was supposed to wait for this and bet player. Gosh darn it. Well, we're going to skip this hand and see if we would have won, I guess. Okay, so we would have lost. So I stand corrected. I don't want to convolute this. So we have to subtract 1,000. Nay, we have to subtract. Bro, we got to subtract 2,000 because we won 1,000 on that bet, right? And then we bet 1,000 to do it. So we should have actually lost and not won anything. Thereby, the total right now should be 10,400. But we'd also have the 500 that I didn't put on way back here. So we should have 2 units to the good for the shoe, which effectively what? Breaks us even. And I didn't want that, but I wanted you to see what happens if we push a little too hard. And like I said, if you wanted to stay on the shoe, you could just reduce it to the black chips. And if it loses, you keep the pile. You'll sacrifice a couple black chips and keep a few grand. Right? Fuck. I mean, if you're up to 3,000, you give 300 back, you still have 2,700. Huh. You don't have to be. You don't have to be that selfish with a 1-2 bet. And the quicker you're able to reduce, the more longevity you're going to have long term. And you can't worry what could have been if you would have left it in. You know? A lot of things happen when you leave it in. Trust me. So, sometimes good things. But, you know what I mean? We don't want to give away the whole pile, man. We don't want to give away the whole pile, so we gotta wait. Alright, we're back to even for the whole video now. 18 minutes later. We could have had as much as 1,500 at our highest moment. 2,000 even. 1,500, no. Something like that. So, the point is we're at 2. We're at even now. So we don't gotta think about nothing. We kept the 2 from the prior, and we're back to even. We're just trying to win money, so there's our first unit. We have a clean slate. So now we just see if we can get to 3 again. It's a little ambitious. I don't know that we can get that on back-to-back shoes. We might, but it has to stay like this now. Okay. We need a bank to bet against. There it is. Got it, natural. We're almost there. We need 1 more to get to our highest moment, and ain't that the bitch? I think about that a lot when I'm gambling, too. I'm never happy unless I get back to my highest moment. But then even when I get there, do I leave? Do I not want to punch him in the dick for aggravation pay? Sometimes. But we got to remember right now, even if I lose right now in a 1-2 bet, I'm going to be down a unit because I'm only up 2. I try not to think of my money that way. I try to put the wins away and start over with the bankroll and just worry about breaking the bankroll even. My guy Donnie used to tell me, those shits still count. Don't look at the net because you're never going to feel like you're a winner. He's right. But, you know, fact of the matter is you go to cash out, the money is what it is. But we're going to try. We're going to try and keep this alive one more time. And, you know, I'm signing up for, heartache if this doesn't work on a 1-2 effort, because now I'll be down a unit, but we're going to try. Natural. Okay, so we got to wait. So phase 1 of heartache in play. Not betting this time, by the way. And we got to wait. And we got to wait. And we got to play. Fortunately, if we win, we don't pay commission. But if we lose, we're down a unit, man. It's just what it is. Yeah, 6-7. Fuck this. So, off that shoe. Down a unit again. Do you see why I'm saying we just got to take the wins? I'm getting frustrated just trying to explain this because it's so stupid. Think how many shoes I've played. I don't even know. You want to sit there that long? Or do you want to walk in, win your fucking money, turn around, walk right the fuck back out and be like, I did it? And then you could even track for yourself how many times you win and how many times you walked right out for the month. I walked in, I got my shit, I walked right back out. Wouldn't that be cool? Just log your total amount of minutes spent. Start your stopwatch. Log how many minutes, seconds you've spent there. And how much money have you made for that 6-day effort? Maybe take Sundays off. I don't know. But if you're you're in and out of there that quick. It's not like you're not seeing your family. Especially if it's close by. You get in, you get out. Fuck them. They can't fucking stop you if you got a good way to play. It could be any one of these ways, This is just one of many ways that I'm trying to show you. This isn't the do-all, be-all, end-all. But, if you walk into a table and you're looking at it from a long view, you got there late, let's say, it's all choppy, nothing's coming down side by side, like a derivative of this even, where nothing went, you get a chop and then a run and a chop and a chop and a run and a chop and a run. You could work with that on this strategy, even if you got there late. And even if you lose, it's just like you got there for the first time. But some shoes do that the whole way across. So we're going to try that right now. Let's get us even. We won. We won. But, we're back to even, right? And mind the idea of the bankroll. We're hardly dipping, right? I'm saying to go with 20G if you're using purples, but I barely need 10. Shit. I barely needed 2,500 to make this work, right? So, it's not bad. So we need something to go to. All right, that's a tie. All right. Gotta wait. Choppy as fuck, right? Choppy as fuck. Wow. I thought we were gonna get another chop there, but no. Second there, but no. Chopped again. Chopped again. Look at this. Fuck. I get upset when I miss chops. That's free money there, boy. Free money. Tell you, Chop Chop Baccarat channel, it's coming. This is stupid. What's going on right now? Bro. This is what I'm talking about. That happens way more than long runs ever will. If you remember nothing else about me and this channel, understand long chops happen way more than long runs. And some variation, right? But direct chops, bro, it just did it again. All right, $100,000 video. There it is. Start with 500. Be 1,000, 2,000, 4,000, 8,000, 16,000. Each one of these are 10 now. 26,000, 36,000, 46,000, 56,000, 66,000, 76,000, 86,000. We need 2 more direct chops to make this. Oh, shit. We get 1 more bank, it's 96,000. That might as well be 100K off of purple. Let's just see what happens. Tie. Yep, natural bank. $96,000 off of one purple chip. Now, would I have jumped in from this point? No, probably not. I probably would have had to qualify at first, so I might have waited till at least this far. But even then, you'd still have a lot. You'd be over 10K for sure. So, hell, you'd be over 20K easily. With a $500 starter, yes, you would. Anyways, it's ever gonna come down to, like, okay, there we go. So now as soon as it goes player, I'm gonna bet bank. All right. Here we go. Bang. It's insulting almost, isn't it? You talk about all the money you missed out on, and then the one thing you were waiting for to happen, you start playing for it, and it says, fuck you. Right? Right away. No lube, just says take it. Fucking hate that shit. Hate it. Well, as soon as it goes, okay, we gotta do this now. And effectively, if this doesn't work, we're gonna be down 2. But if it does work, well, we're gonna be up 2. So, here we go. Natural. Finally get some fucking natural our way. So we gotta go on now. Literally 1 away from our highest moment. And we probably won't get it, because that's the way the gambling gods are to me. I get to the highest moment, I say, I don't need that shit. I give it back. They never let me get there again. They don't. So, here we go. This will be for the 3rd unit. And they insult me with the natural player. Do you see what I mean? A little miniature symmetricalness there. I'm going to wait. Probably going to go bank. Sure did. Sure did. Keep that symmetrical. Whatever. So I hope it stays symmetrical. Doesn't mean anything. I'm just being an asshole saying that. But I'm going to bad player for 2 units. And this will keep us in the game. Actually, this will be for the 3rd unit. So hopefully this works. No commission. Cut! Told you. They're never going to let me get back there. So we got to leave this beautiful shoe that we chose not to win $100,000 on. But, you know, whatever the fuck. Okay? You got to let all that go. You know, you chose not to be involved in that shop because you were waiting for something else that never came to fruition. Those are the ones that really get my goat, man. When I know I leave a perfectly good situation on the table, and every chop that goes by, I'm just wrestling with myself. Like, why did I not play for that chop? And the whole table knows I love the chop. They're all like, why are you not on this? Because they've seen me win thousands like that. They can't understand why I won't play for it. And the only thing I can, compare that to is you run players where you miss out on a run and you're like, well, fuck it, I'm not jumping in now, it'll lose now, and it keeps on running and you hate your life, right? That's how I feel about chops. Chops feel much less like fool's gold than a long run like this does. See if Brad wins. Yeah, Brad got his 8. Got an 8 after a run of 5. Well, hopefully we get the bank right back now. Nope. I forgot to mention last shoe. I think that put us back to even or down a unit. Even if we lost the second effort, it said we needed the double to win in order to I have 3. I apologize. I got talking, and I don't even know where we finished. I think we broke even last shoe, or we might be down 1. I can't remember. The 1,000 would have put us up 3 units. So I'd have to believe that we're probably down a unit coming into this shoe, and now we're down another one, unless we win right now. Now we're down 4. I think. At least 3, but maybe 4. Well, gotta go to another shoe, guys. You see how dejecting this is. And why getting 3 units is amazing on any day. Because on a 1-2 effort, any fail back-to-back is costing you those 3 units. And much harder to fix than one at a time. But what's more infuriating about this strategy is that you got to wait so many hands for a bet opportunity. People don't usually have the patience to wait that long. But if you did, and you catch a shoe that never goes 3 across on the second seconds, you're gonna cash. Yar. First, we need something to jump so we can try to make it jump. All right. We're down 5, I think. At least 4, maybe 5. So I'm just going to try to break it even. And, you know, when I started the video, this is kind of how I wanted it to go. I wanted the struggle just to show you it's not always going to work, guys. So have a reasonable number in your mind. And I think it's safe to say now with the strategy, especially if this doesn't work. Let's just see if this works first of all. Okay, it did. To try to probably cap it at 2 units, right? I think from all the shoes we've been playing on this, you can see there's only one thing that's going to kill it, but when that one thing happens, you're losing 3 units on a 1-2 bet, right? So I think, you know, it's tough because it could start out struggle where you got to go to the second unit every time, and then after that, it never needed it again, and you're like, damn, I wish I would have stayed on that shoe, you know? But you can't predict the future, right? No matter how it looks, chop or not, you can't predict the future. All you can do is try to play the fucking game. We lost, by the way. Gotta wait. Now we gotta try again. As soon as it goes banker, on player, if it ever does. We're using up all these good fucking player hands. So then we need one, and it's not going to come out. Look at this. 6 players now. Alright, well, here we go. It almost feels like I'm losing in real life. It's so depressing. I lost again. Well, that's the end of the video. We suck. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to try. I'm going to try. But I wasn't trying to make this an hour-long video. I just remember there was a point in this video where we were up 3 units. We're down fucking 8. That's a hell of a swing, first of all. First of all, that's an 11-unit swing. Not a good way. So, to fix that one at a time, very difficult, right? Very difficult. Very fucking difficult. And it would take a lot of shoes, right? Like, I mean, unless you're willing to try to make every shoe work front to back, that's ambitious. And the thing is, there's a lot of shoes where it's just not going to work off the rip, like some of these haven't. And that pushes you back even further. You know what I mean? So, it's a little aggressive because you're betting 3 units at every effort. 1 here and 2 there, you know. So you can't afford it to fail for too long, or you find yourself in the position that we're in right now. And could I increase the unit size? Sure, I could try to regain some ground, but you're asking me to do a 2-4 then if I do that. I'm not really willing to do that. Could I do a 2-3? Yeah. But then I'm risking 5 units every time. What if it fails right away? Right? The other thing I could do is I could just put a lot more in the second effort, but you know, I'm not going to be that example right now, but it's an option you have. It depends on your bankroll size. And it's a temporary solution, so you can loss recover a little bit. It's not to be done forever. I just know it ain't gonna work. I know it ain't. I know it ain't gonna work. We're down third. We're down 11. I mean, if I did this on a 2-4 or even a 2-3, like that's a lot of units. It'd be almost half a bankroll if I get one wrong. We have the bankroll, I know, but I don't want to get myself in a point where we feel like we have to chase. It could just be a bad day. You come in the next day and you go back to the base, and maybe it's a 2-day fix. Maybe it's a 3-day fix. I don't know. Maybe you got to use a different strategy. Maybe just play for chop chop and fix it like that, and then go back to this. But it's hard for me to quantify. They're all going to come down side by side. I'm going to try the 2-4. If I can get, if I can get at least half back of what we're trying to do here, I can mitigate the rest later on. I need this to work, and it's a bad example because if it doesn't work, if it does work, it's going to make you feel like that's how you fix it. Well, that worked. I'm not proud of it. You can hear it in my voice. I'm not proud of it. So when it goes banker, we got a bad player again. I know. We got 4 units back, We get one more. We're over halfway there. That's what increasing the unit size will do for you. Makes it feel more achievable, but at the same time, inherently more risk. Fuck. Like if I fail now, it's gonna put us back a couple, It's an interesting dynamic forming here, though. The bank's never coming down, and the player's always coming down. Because if I fail on this one, the next time it's going to call for me to bet against player for bank. I'm going to have a hard time with that, So much that I might have to just flat bet if this fails. Hopefully this works. Yeah. I'm going to flat bet it, guys. As soon as it goes, okay. I don't trust player not to come down the way this looks, so I'm just going to flat bet it. I'm going to play this one safe. I won. That's okay, though. And sometimes, discretion is the better part. So, we wait for another come down. Player's finally missing some now. Alright, so that's over with. And I could have been aggressive and put the 4 out there, but damn. I would have hated myself if I was looking at that and it always came down. And I don't know. You just got to use some common sense sometimes, right? Like, nothing has to happen, right? But I'll be mad if it does. I'll be like, it always did. Why did I bet against it? Okay, so we're starting over with the 2 units. It's choppy anyway. Not choppy enough. So I'm going to wait for a color change. Bank finally went 3, huh? 4. 5. Tie. Brad's going to get a 9 now. No, he did win, though. Alright. Here comes the 4. This is fucking scary. Bro. Because I wasted the 4 earlier. I could have won with the 4 earlier. To go back to the 4 now is problematic. Because if I win, great. great. I'm up $5,000. But if I lose, I just gave back fucking $1,000 plus another 6 units. And cumulatively, we'd be down 17. It's a big fucking deal. Oh, God. Did I do 2,000 last time? Or did I do 500? I was talking. I don't even know if I did 1,000 last time. Wait, we don't do 4,000. Hang on a second. We do 2,000. Apologies. I knew something looked wrong. I'm thinking 4 units and I'm doing 4,000. Goodness gracious. I must put an 8-unit bet out there. Sorry about that. So, it's a 2-4 effort. God, these are scary. They really are. Even with fake money. Because I tried to quantify it that it was real. I would have won. Oh, okay, great. So, we gotta wait. Effectively, we're up 3,000 or 6 units for the video. For this shoe. For the shoe. Subtract that from the 11 we're missing, and we are at -5. So you see, this could fix itself very quickly here. Try to get another 2 right here. Oh man, I hope that player continues to suck. Bank's got the dominancy right now. Yes. There's little nuances that help reinforce my line of thinking. I gotta change rooms because my neighbor downstairs just came home and I don't need it being loud. Okay, sorry. Let's see. We won that hand. So, we're up 4,000, basically, which means we're up 8 units, which means we've only got 3 to go. 3. Well, well, well. Interesting is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will be the 6th occurrence of it not going 3 side by side if it works. First, we need a player. Any player. Anyone want to play? No. Any player at all. Natural. Okay. Took a natural to get there, but we found it. So, winning this will effectively put us down just 1 unit. Because we were willing to use the bankroll, I guess. But damn, it's scary to do. Especially for this long. Players never miss second player 3 times in a row. Bank has all the nuts right now. The problem is if this loses, you're asking for player to win the next time. And that is where this is problematic right now. We win. 10 point bonus. Bro, we got all the way back. Commission notwithstanding, all right. There's $250 in commission sitting there, but we made 10 units. We were only down 11 at the start of this video. I mean, I say only. We were down a fuck lot. Okay. But I'm hoping that players are what that comes down to. Yes. No. Actually, I wanted bank to come down too, so we could bet against the player. All right. Well, we're only down 1. So we're going to resume with the 500s now. We're not going to do no 2 4s anymore. As soon as it goes bank, we're going to try 1 on player. If it ever does. Okay. And this will get us even. Never mind. You got to wait. Fantastico. All right. Well, we need 2 to get even. So that's what we're going to do. Otherwise, we're down 3 again. But, fuck. This will get us even. Hell of a lot of work to get 11 units back minus 300 in commission. You could say we're still down 300 because of the lousy commission, but what a battle, right? What a fucking battle. It's because of a shoe like that. Never went 3 side by side on the second, right? There's no sets of 3 there. 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2. See why I like this? A lot of people would have got fucked up on this shoe unless they caught the long bank. And even then, you didn't know when that was going to be a long bank. Be honest. When do you start playing for a run? Because look how many of them never ran. If you jump in after 4, fine. You got 3 of them, and then you gave 1 right back. You made 2. Big fucking deal. Right? Fuck the runs. I'm telling you, they're nothing but heartache. Stay away from runs. If you can just employ not play... I'm not even going to make a run video series. I'm not. Because it goes against everything I stand for. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to waste my time equity over it. As if it's something I endorse. Streaks are probably my least favorite thing to play for because they just happen with such crazy infrequency. You'll get that occasional shoe that just get the commission money back, huh? Should just do that? Just do 300 and 600? Let's do that. That's the wrong size. I know we're back to evens. Now I'm just trying to get the commission money back. I'm not trying to be selfish anymore. So this will get the commission money back right here. There we go. Oh, God. Let me tell you. I realize that says a 15,000 plus balance, and that would be cool to make $5,000 on every single shoe. But listen, it requires a significant amount of capital that you'd be willing to put it out there, and you're willing to risk, 3,000 at a time. Like, that's a lot. And you're only trying to win 1,000 for every effort. Well, why aren't we up more than that? Well, we reduced, first of all, but we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 occurrences. This being the 8th that we just won on with the lousy 300. And before that, we reduced as well. I think we did another one where we flat bet 1,000 twice because we were scared. But if we would have left it the whole time, this number would probably be closer to 8,000 right now. Yeah. But that's okay. We're not trying to break the bank. We're trying to recover ours. So, I'm running out of time here. It's 48 minutes. Wow. 2-1, 2-1. Think it'll 2-1 again. Well, there's the 1. What do we do here, guys? We're even. We're even, bro. We're down $15 of commission of the 11 units of 500. It would be 5,500, right? We're down 11. We're down a table minimum of $15. All I gotta do is win one more fucking time. You know what's gonna happen because I reduced. It's not gonna let me go back up again. It ain't. See? Oh, wait a minute. Tie. Bro, it was a brutal tie. There were a number of cards. Anyway, let's go. We win. Okay, great. We won. If I spent this many shoes and, frankly, that many hours playing and I come home and say all I made for the day was $460, I might be okay with that. Look, how many hours would you put in to do that? Would you put in this many shoes? Or would you leave in the first bet of the day? Because it's the same thing. Do you want to spend the whole day there trying to win that money? Or do you want to fucking just leave right away? So, tell you what, next video, we're going to win and get out. I don't care how good it might have been. We're going to win and we're going to get out right away. I might take it a step further and just not do the 1-2. Just flat bet it until we get 1 and just get out. I'm going to call that a video. We made an entire $460. If you watched this far, God bless you. I didn't mean to waste your time, but I hope you understand that anything I try to do here is not a guarantee. And when I increased it to the double size unit, that definitely wasn't a guarantee. That could have been cataclysmic nonsense. It definitely could have. I was fortunate that I got a shoe that looked like this, guys, or I wasn't getting 11 units back, let's be honest. I doubled my take. So instead of getting one every time, I was getting two, you know? So that's why. And I even backed it off because even I was in disbelief I could keep winning. And this shoe hasn't even ended yet. It may never go 3 on the second. Wouldn't that be crazy? I have seen it. It happens enough. It's trending that way for sure. Should we just see? A lot of single players, guys. It's a lot of single players. You really gonna gamble it ain't gonna happen again? I'm not. But let's see what would have happened. I would have won. Fuck. You know? I'm trying to be a better person, guys. I'm trying I'm trying not to leave it all hanging out there to get smacked off. Fucking table. Okay. So we'd have to try again here on player. Would we have won? No. We would have won 2/0. Ow, I just hurt my foot. We would have won 2 more times. Oh. Isn't that the way? When you really want things to keep working, it stops you cold. And then when you stop trying for it, it works the whole fucking time. Never went 3 across in a second. Never. Why does... It's painful to look at. Alright, there's 2. See if it chops again. There's the bank. This would be a player bet. Okay, that would have lost 3. Well, or at least a 1-1 flat bet. So the last 2 wins you would have gave right back. So either way, you would have gave it back, or you would have lost 1 there in the last 3 occurrences. But you could have reduced too, right? You didn't have to keep it at a high level. But if the shoe was destined to get all the way across, oh wait, it didn't lose yet. That's only 1. I'm sorry. We have to wait for a color change before we make that decision. So we need a player. Okay. This would have to be banked to keep it alive now. On the second unit here. Well, what do you know? It kept working. So never mind what I said. We would have won all 3 of the times I stayed out. Took the second effort that time, but we would have won. Fucked. I just wanted to do the shoes so I can end the video. I want to see if this never goes 3 on the second. Well, here's another test. Banker. Nope. Gotta get a color change by player. By the way, player second finally came out. 3 out of 4 times, so that whole scenario is not worth monitoring. So we need a player here to keep that alive. Tie. 9. Yeah, we got it. All 4 times I sat out, it would have won again. Fucking kidding me? If those were $500 bets, I would have won another $2,000. This balance would have been damn near 18,000. You gotta be shitting me. Alright, so effectively that's the whole shoe. It's hand 73. I don't think it's gonna go much farther than that. Especially a player coming down. I'm gonna get a hand. Needs a 2-shot effort. And it's hard to say that you'd even get a 2-shot effort because you'd have to wait for another chop if the first one fails. Yeah, it ain't gonna happen, bro. It's at 78. There's not enough hands for me to get it. I could try 1 time if it goes bank. I don't think I would in this scenario because it's gone too long. I don't think I'm going to get another color change in time to get a hand. So I wouldn't invest in this one either way, but if I was, it would be on player. Player 1. And the next hand is the last hand. So that would have won. Fucked up, right? You could even just put a table minimum on it just for shits and giggles to see if it would have won. Like, fucking crazy. Alright, I'm going to end the video there. We were up 3, then we were down as many as 11. And we got it all the way back up to a plus. Plus 12, I guess. Yeah. Well, crazy, because I could have had it a lot higher if I did all 4 of these. It would have been closer to plus 16, which would have been a 5-unit take, but I digress. That's okay. It's okay to be careful sometimes when you're having a bad day. Don't ever think it isn't. Don't ever think you got to keep pressing, because you'll start coming back and you'll put yourself back in the hole a little bit. Doing what we were able to do here was a good job, but you got to find a way to reduce back to the base unit as quick as you can, not do all this, you know. So, all right. I'm going to try to do a better video the next one.